Welcome back to my channel. Here we have an orchid that came as a gift, which had a pile of these white stones in the flower pot to make it look beautiful, and it doesn't help the orchid at all. On the contrary, we have removed some of these stones that prevent us from seeing their roots. Unfortunately, over time, this flower has dried up in the branch. There is no such a thing as watering an orchid once a week or once every 15 days when watering it. Since this mistake was made in this orchid, the flower has lost one of its branch. Although it was late, we did a general maintenance and ensured that the orchid recovered, at least on the remaining flower branch, and its flowers are healthy. Do not be afraid to think that the flower branch of your orchid has dried up. Your orchid will continue to live with regular care. Now it's time to water this orchid of ours, and let's watch how we water it. The orchid shows that it wants water from the root color. When you look at the roots of your orchid, the root color is not green like the leaves. On the contrary, if it's gray in color, it means that it is time for watering. Fill the container with water. You can mix the water you will fill into container whether from natural fertilizer in my channel or from the orchid fertilizers sold on the market. Place the orchid, the one that root color is gray, in a container filled with water, but don't let its leaves touch the water. Let the roots that are thirsty for water and the tree bark that we use as orchid soil absorb the water truly. Orchid roots which are found in porcelain container and given plenty of water cannot breathe in water as they do here and rot over time. In order for the roots to not rot, try not to leave water at the bottom of the container where it's located. When you remove your orchid after soaking it in water for about 10 minutes, you can see that the root color absorbs water and becomes almost same tone as the leaf color. This color means that sufficient amount of water is stored in the roots. If you do watering again while the root color is like this, the root will rot over time. Drain the water from container and return the orchid to its pot, making sure that the water inside has completely drained out. Now let's move on to other stage. First of all, let's cut off the dried branch. You can use a pair of scissors that you disinfected with alcohol or milk for this job. Cut the dried branch from the bottom and separated it from the orchid. Then wipe the leaves with drinking water, into which you have dripped 2 to 3 drops of lemon so that the dust on it is clean and the pores are opened. Especially wipe the bottom of the leaves. The orchid gets the nutrient it needs from the moisture in the air from the pores under its leaves. Wipe this flower branch as well, but never touch the flowers with water. The petals of orchid flowers are very sensitive to water. They fade if they come into contact with water. The care of this orchid of ours is over. Now you can keep it in a place that does not see direct sun, but has plenty of light and air circulation. It will be enough for him to take the sun from behind the tulle curtain. We do not give a lot of water to our orchid, whose root color is green, and when the root color starts to turn gray, we water it by immersion. You can reach the videos about making natural fertilizer for orchids from the link I will add to the above or from the link I will add to the descriptions. If there are too many air roots outside your orchid, what should you do? These, in their name, take moisture from the air and feed the orchid, and another function is to hug the tree trunk and keep the orchid in its real habitat. When we remove the pot from the orchid, we see that the roots are very healthy. If you pay attention to the watering pattern, the roots of your orchid will also be like this. Now we will take our orchid from its old flower pot to a large pot of one size so that the roots will develop more comfortably. When transferring to a large pot, we also insert some of the air roots into pot. We put the others in the pot as well, except for 1 or 2 air roots outside. Now you can fill the clean orchid soil tightly into the pot. When you immerse it in the water over time, the tip of the air roots will be bright green, the rest of it will be gray. Do not confuse it with the flower branch, which is completely green. Air roots, like other roots in a pot, will eventually become roots that absorb water. As in its natural environment, since the orchid does not have a tree trunk to which the aerial roots will cling, and since we are growing in a pot which is an artificial environment, we have no choice but to put some of the orchid roots into a pot and make them absorb water like the roots in a pot and feed the orchid. Orchid detox, fragrance care, flowering, rootless orchid revitalization are available on my channel. If you want to have a beautiful orchids with the right care, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Remember that orchids bloom every 6 months. Collect their energy during the period when they are not blooming. It is necessary to feed the orchid well during this period so that it can be healthy when it blooms. We have come to the end of another video. Share this video so that everyone can see it and comment on it. At least write a feedback such as simple thank you or a suggestion. If you liked the video, please remember to click on the likes. If you have just come to my channel, subscribe and activate the bell to support my channel. See you in my next videos.